Hi scholars, welcome to the GCSE Geography video. Just through this video, we're going to talk to you about why you should pick geography as a GCSE option. We're going to look at what we're going to study over these 2 years in the course. We're going to look at as well how it's going to be assessed, so at the end of it all, and then also the future areas that you can go into and the careers that you can get through picking geography. And I mean, geography is one of the most dynamic, interesting, I find, subjects that you can pick. And this quote here by Michael Palin, one of the great geographers of the world, sort of explains and talks about how geography is, and it's perfect at summing up what it is. So, geography is a living, breathing subject, constantly adapting itself to change. It is a dynamic and relevant. For me, geography is a great adventure with a purpose. And what he's really getting at that there is that geography is always changing, constantly changing. It's always in the news. It's always going on around you, and it's never the same. It does change all the time. So you're constantly learning new things. And also the idea of it being a great adventure with a purpose. You guys are going to grow up, and your future certainly will be dominated by geography. There's certain issues that we talk about and see in the news now about climate change. That is certainly something that you're going to be living with when you are older. And so, studying and learning GCSE geography and taking it with you into A level and possibly university, wherever you decide to go, it has that purpose because you'll be living it every single day. So let's have a little chat. Let's have a little talk about what, first of all, why maybe geography should be a subject that you take at GCSE. And in essence, geography is about asking questions. Questions like, where is the deadliest volcano? Why do people still live on its slopes? And why are some countries so much poorer than others? And can anything be done about it? So it's about asking those important questions and wanting to know the answers to them. Studying geography involves selecting and analyzing information that you have been given, but also that you collected yourself. So there will be field work involved as well. And it involves planning your own investigations and setting your own questions. So if you enjoy those sort of things, normally this is certainly something they should consider when taking GCSE geography. This is what it involves. Continuing on with that, the idea of why you should take it, geography is a broad-based academic subject, and it will open up options for you in your future. Employers and universities absolutely love geography. They see geography as a robust academic subject, rich in skills, knowledge, and understanding. And as a subject linking the arts and the sciences, it is highly flexible in terms of what you can combine it with, both at GCSE and A level. Now, if you choose to take geography onto university, there are literally hundreds of courses to choose from, and the range of careers and areas accessed by graduates of geography, it'll surprise you. We'll have a look at some of them a little later on, what sort of things that you can get yourself into when studying geography, and in the future if you decide to take it on. Now, there are so many ways of learning in geography. It is very practical, and there are opportunities to learn new skills such as modern computer-based mapping, so GIS, map skills, interpreting photographs, fieldwork skills, certainly a popular option that we look at when we go on our fieldwork trips. Presenting, role-playing, debating techniques, all those things you will build on and develop. You'll improve your literacy, certainly through your report writing and the written work that you do, the answer writing, and make practical use of numeracy skills when you interpret data and construct graphs and those sort of things. And then field work, or even working outside the classroom, is a really important part of geography. Now, we're probably going to go locally, but potentially have the chance to travel further away in the future, and it'll be a brilliant opportunity to experience some of these things you have learned in class, see things differently, and of course, it's going to be a bit of fun as well. So again, geography is one of those subjects that builds all the different skills that you'll use across the entire school curriculum in your other lessons as well, even English and maths, and even things like art, um, and even science and whatnot. Now, in terms of what you'll actually study and what we will look at, geography is broken down into three components. So component one is the physical environment, all of our physical geography. In component two, it is the human environment. And then component three, it is the geographical investigations. So this will be your field work and also looking at some decision-making exercises to do with the UK and the challenges that the UK faces. So if we look at component one is broken down into three sections. So section A is changing landscapes of the UK. So we're going to look at the geology of the UK and why it's so important, how humans are influenced by it, and what sort of landscapes it's been able to produce in the UK because of the geology. Section B will look at weather hazards and climate change. So tropical storms we'll come back to again, but in a lot more detail, and how it's influenced by climate change. Two topics that we've already had a look at through Key Stage 3, but certainly go into a lot more detail in terms of causes, processes, the impacts of them, and certainly how we can mitigate against those impacts of weather and climate change. And then section C is ecosystems, biodiversity, and management. So we'll have a look at different ecosystems of the world, biodiversity as a whole, so plants and animals, and also how we manage and conserve and protect these different ecosystems and the plants and animals that live there. So there are human elements to this. We do look at how humans impact ecosystems and biodiversity. It's about, as geographers, wanting to solve those problems. What can we do in order to limit those impacts? Component two, we look at the human environment. So it's broken down into three sections again. Section A, we look at changing cities. Section B, global development. And Section C, resource management. So certainly a lot more human topics as well, this component. We've already had a look at, as again, through Key Stage 3, some of these topics here. So we did slightly touch on cities and megacities. We'll come back to that and see how they've changed over time and what they'll look like in the future. Global development as well, we've already looked at. And again, we'll go into more details that why are some countries richer and poorer than others, and what will the future look like in terms of global development. And then finally, section C, resource management. So what resources have humans used in the past, and how has that changed over time? And then looking at the future with things like renewable energy, as well as a possible solution to our resource management. Then component 3 is going into geographical investigations, which is made up of your fieldwork and UK challenges. And again, this is broken down into three sections, A, B, and C. So section A is your geographical investigations, looking at physical environment. So we will choose between either rivers or coasts. Most likely we'll choose the option of coasts because we are a coastal town, and there are a huge amount of opportunities for us to look at local issues to do with coasts, and that we can link in with our geographical investigation and do a bit of field work around the local area. Section B, again, is geographical investigations, but on the human environments. So we will choose, again, between two options, either central or inner urban areas or rural settlements. We'll either look at a town or city or look at the countryside as our second piece of field work. And with both of them, we're going to look at both human and physical investigations. We're going to look at a key question, a sort of hypothesis that we can investigate and see if we can use some different fieldwork techniques to gather some data on our key question and see if our data is able to answer it. So a huge amount of different skills are going to be built up for component 3. And then finally, section C will look at UK challenges. And this is an opportunity really for you guys to put all of your knowledge together into one sort of place, really. Because in the UK challenges section, you'll be given a set of scenarios where you'll have to come up with your own answer, saying which one is the best option to pick and why. So component 3, very different to the other components, and also very, very interesting in terms of how it is assessed and the certain things that we will do. But certainly component 3 is one that scholars find very interesting. Now, how will it be assessed? So all of the previous stuff was what we'll learn. How it will be assessed is each component is its own paper. So paper 1 is component 1, the physical environment, and that's simply a written examination, 1.5 hours, and that is 37.5% of the grade, 94 marks in total. Paper 2 is component 2, the human environment, and again, that's a written exam, that's 1.5 hours, 37.5% of the qualification, 94 marks again. And then finally, paper 3 is component 3, and that is your geographical investigations, that's your field work and UK challenges. And again, that's a written exam, 1.5 hours, and that is 25% of the mark, of the qualification, with 64 marks. So that final paper, a lot of the questions will be based around the field work that we do. So it's hugely important that in picking which one that we do, so either coasts or rivers, either cities or the countryside, that we attend those field works at the time that we do them. So being there physically on the day in the field, doing all those different techniques, really goes a long way into getting a good mark. And then finally, what I want to look at is where geography can actually take you. However, as I've already said, geography is a broad-based subject and provides a lot of opportunities for your future progression. Now, for example, geography is an obvious choice for careers in sustainability and green issues, urban regeneration, energy supply, retail location, managing the effects of hazards and climate change, and the list can go on and on and on. All those careers that are directly linked to geography is huge. And if you want to find out some more, I can direct you in the right place to see more careers that are linked directly to geography. Anything that we've studied in lessons, in classes, all of those areas will have their own career attached to it. And we talk about it in lessons as well all the time. Now, not only are there careers that are directly linked to geography, but the GCSE and the A-level and even the degree go a long way to other areas as well. For careers in the world of business, an understanding of global economics forms an important part of geography. If you're thinking of a career in law, in human rights, international relations, or welfare, then geography gives you the opportunity to consider relevant issues such as how do we measure development, what are the consequences of migration on societies. If you're working towards a future course in medicine or veterinary medicine, then geography is a good choice. Certainly, universities like to see geography in all sorts of areas, especially in medicine. Even in A-level, and because you'll gain a clear understanding of how the environment affects health and survival of people, animals, and ecosystems, as well as enhancing your skills of writing essays and extended reports as well. So it's all not only the content that you learn that is hugely important and certain beneficial in loads of different careers, but it's also the skills as well, the writing skills that you gain. And your data analysis skills that you gain through picking geography also go a long way. So that's it, really. That's a little talk about picking GCSE geography. I hope you enjoyed it. If you want to find out more information, please do contact me or contact Miss Howell, Mr. Pullen, or Mr. Chapman. They'll all give you information about the course and what we study in the future that you can have with this absolutely amazing, incredible subject. I love it, and I'm sure if you pick it, you'll also love it too, because it is really interesting and it can take you to a lot of different places in your future life. So hope you enjoyed it. Have a lovely day.